Very exciting morning ahead. First time back under our barbell for about 2.5 months. Working up to a 7 out of 10 RPE triple, then some RDLs. See where we go from there.
Trying this for my coffee for the first time this morning. In theory, sounds great.
That's very average.
Oh, shit. Messy Jim.
Obviously the main aim this morning is to just get through these without any pain and see how I feel afterwards. First squats with any weight I've done since December the 12th. Last week, lunges and squats felt really good with body weight, and I've been doing a lot on the watt bike, so in theory this should be fine. But who knows? Injuries are funny things.
So, for those that might not know, in December I sprained my patella tendon and slightly tore my MCL when I was trying to squat 500,000 kilos in 24 hours. Idiot, I know, but been proactively rehabbing, doing what I can to get it back to normal. Past couple of weeks I've been doing some bodyweight lunges and bodyweight squats, and they've been pain-free. Been spending a lot of time on the watt bike as well, which has done me wonders. But today I was just very conscious of the fact that I haven't actually done any movement with any resistance for a little while, so wanted to warm up properly, as you can see here. So I normally just mobilize my hips a little bit, do some frog squats, swing out my legs. Then I dick around a little bit with the slingshot resistance band just to get me moving a little bit more dynamically. But to be honest, the main reason is just so I can feel pretty like all the girls on Instagram that use them. All right, 2.5 months later and we're back. So did 5 sets of this just to warm up and get into position a little bit. I felt like I was tilting forward so much once I'd unwrapped the bar. So it was good to get some practice in of the movement. First couple reps here felt a bit wonky, but 5 reps was enough for me to feel the weight through. One plate, boys. So this felt all right, to be honest. Although the bar's a bit squint on my back still, I was sinking down into my hips quite nicely and felt okay the way up. Just conscious of keeping my glutes and hamstrings engaged all the way down so that I'm not bouncing in the bottom too much with my knee. Yeah, 80 kilos, it's not much heavier, is it? But still feels okay at this point. I think there was one rep in this that I bounced a little bit too much, and it just gave my knee a little bit of a niggle, but that's just something I need to practice. Just make sure that I'm sinking it down controlled rather than aggressively like an ollie lifter. And we're back to 2 plates. So first rep of this felt pretty minging because unracking the bar felt really heavy. So I think first thing to note is how much weaker my upper back is, just because you can see on these reps I'm tilting forward a tiny bit out of the hole. That won't be my core because of all the actual work I've been doing, but something to work on my upper back, definitely. Okay, top sets. So I was expecting sort of around the 110 mark, to be honest, for an RPE 7 out of 10 today. So 120, pretty happy with that, to be honest. Unracking, a bit wonky. Again, my upper back feels pretty not used to it, shall we say. As you can see there, I tilted forwards a lot at the bottom. Second one a bit better, but it's just key to breathe into my belt so that I can feel my way down and stay upright. Yeah, that one was much better there. Round 2. So knew what I needed to work on going into the set, which is just keeping my upper back a bit tighter, making sure I'm breathing into my belt. And as I've said, just keeping my glutes and hamstrings tight so that I'm not dive bombing into the hole. That was better, much more upright, so already improving. A lot of it's just getting the motor patterns back and feeling my way through the movement. But 9 reps at 120 today, I'm happy with that. Round 3 at 120. To be honest, I stepped back here and put pressure through my left leg, which hurt my knee a little bit, but I think that's just locking out my quad and putting a lot of stress through it isn't the wisest thing to do, so lesson learned. But this set felt best out of the 3 of them. So the more practice with weights that are a bit more uncomfortable for me, I think I'll be quite quickly back to where I was before, although I am at a lighter body weight, which is something that I need to consider and come to terms with because I like being heavier. Then came some reps. So 2 sets of 10 at 70% of what I did my triples for. I wasn't sure how I felt about this, to be honest, because just the volume going through my knee was something I was a bit worried about, but I just made sure that I controlled my eccentric and popped out of the bottom with some power, and my knee felt fine, which is very positive. Although I think any more sets of this and my quads would be struggling, as they already are. Moving forwards, I think today's been very valuable in terms of knowing what I need to work on. The main thing is just how much weaker my upper back feels, because I can tell when I unrack the bar that things feel a lot heavier. That'll just be down to a lack of conditioning really, but my upper back always needs work regardless. Another key thing is just making sure that my breathing's right and that I'm controlling my eccentric down into the bottom. As I've said several times, broken record, eh? But no, these are getting better set by set, other than the slight tilt forward that's even happening here. But a lot of that's just coordination coming from being out of practice. I mean, it has been 2.5 months. Hopefully in 2.5 months' time, 2.5 months' time, I'll feel much better. So straight into RDLs, and I started off by feeling my way through the movement with just the bar and 60 kilos. Then the aim for the day was to get 3 sets of 6 reps at 100 kilos, but focusing on really controlling my eccentric and feeling my way through the movement. I'll be completely honest, I could have done a much better job of that. As you can see here, this just looks like a normal RDL set, not enormously controlled or tempo driven, but I think they improved set by set. I made a conscious effort for that to be the case. However, when you're doing the lifting, sometimes it's hard to keep control of the timing. Yeah, so set 2 is a bit more controlled, but again, I think something to work on in the future. But the positive to take from this is that my knees felt absolutely fine, no pain at all. So that's good news in the sense that I can get volume through them moving forwards. But I will admit, after just 2 sets, so 12 reps at 100 kilos, my hammies were starting to feel a little bit fried, which means that I'll be in a world of pain over the next few days, but encouraging in the sense that I can now use them. So last set here, and then I was onto the watt bike for half an hour, and that was me for the morning. Typical morning, spent on the watt bike and learning about kestrel birds in the Snowdonia Mountains. Some setup though, eh? I have spent hours sat staring at that TV to pass the time on the watt bike. Whoa. So half an hour on the watt bike at 6 out of 10 effort, average 201 watts and just over 18k, 18.5k actually. So happy with that.
The obvious question is, how's my knee? It's actually alright. Thank God. Everything was looking pretty good. Knee was fine until it's a bit niggly that.
Okay, this is getting another shot.
That ain't bad.
What do you think? Okay, that was me, I feel bad. You got to touch my hand. There we go. Well done. Enjoy.
Thanks for watching. Please do like, comment and subscribe if you can be bothered. It helps a lot at my end. See you all soon. Thanks again.